My friend, thank you so much for doing this interview with me because, I mean, this is CMW, Canadian Music Week. There's over I heard between 600 to 900 music acts are performing throughout this week. We're in Toronto's most iconic venue, Cameron House on Queen Street. You, my friend, as we speak, are performing here tonight. You've got some other shows. How does it feel being here on this part of the world, being able to perform for so many Canadian fans?
It's amazing. It's not even my first time at Canadian Music Week, and it's not my first time in Canada as well. It's always great to come and perform. For me, I mean, I'm from Italy. I'm from Sicily, and for me, performing in places that have given birth to some of my main influences it's so amazing and so rewarding.
What is it that brings you back then, man, all the time?
There you go. In fact, there you go. Actually, my new single, which is called "You've Been on My Mind," the B-side, it's a Johnny Mitchell cover.
Wow. Oh, okay. You know what? That's why I always love the flip side, man. I got to make sure I check with all that and everything else too. But man, I'm so happy we're getting the chance to talk because, my friend, you have this so cool sound that's going on. Love seeing you performing with the guitar and everything else, man. What is it like for you when you're performing your music and you've got people who follow a journey through your music? Because that's what your music really is to me. It's a journey.
It's a privilege because it's a self-therapy for me, and it's a journey for myself. So having all these people looking at me, just looking at my journey and maybe having their own, is like a privilege for me. It's just, you're not alone.
Well, look, I want to get into this because, just reading certain things about you ain't enough. So I want to get this from word from you, my friend. And of course, you mentioned about, growing up in Italy. What was it about music that got you so interested? Why did that become such a big part of your life?
You want to know the truth?
Absolutely.
It all started when I was 9 and I watched Back to the Future. You know that scene where Michael J. Fox starts playing Johnny B. Good? Wow. Okay, as soon as I saw that scene, I said, okay, I want to be him.
Wow! Oh my God, that's iconic, man. But so what kind of steps did you start taking? I mean, did you just go and start picking up a guitar and start playing? Like, how did it work?
Nobody at home ever played in the family, so I just asked for a guitar, and they gave it to me. And I think I've spent something like 3 or 4 months, like in front of a VCR, play pause, frame by frame to that scene in Back to the Future to know where Michael was putting his fingers on, right? Because he could actually play that song. And it turns out that I learned to play Johnny B. Good long before learning the first chords, which is crazy, right?
Oh my God, I love stories like this, man. You see, you can't read up on stuff like this, man. You got to get it from the artist's own lips too. So as you started to progress, with the guitar and stuff, when did the story start to come in, the lyrics for you, in being able to really express your music?
I guess when my heart started to break, Yeah. I read a lot of love songs. This latest album is actually like it's only love songs. It's a concept album. It's called Of Shadows, and it's a sort of journey inside the shadows of my soul in a certain moment of my life, in a particular moment of my life where my heart was broken by a certain person. So it's like a movie, and you can see the ups and downs of this love story, and the lights and the shadows of it, and that's where it all comes from, man.
You don't mind, so you don't mind expressing yourself that way, because dudes are supposed to be all big and tough and everything else, man. Is it therapy for you?
Like I said, it's a self-therapy, and I'm very shy in real life, but as soon as I come on stage or when I write songs, I suddenly become like a nudist, I'd say, like that. I don't have no shame for my own feelings to be expressed.
It's always hard for guys to express themselves. Has any guy ever come up to you and saying, you know what, man, this is the stuff I've wanted to say. This is how I feel. I just could never express it. And your music is helping me express those heartbreaks or even, showing love.
Yeah, and that's the best thing that they can tell me after a show, actually, because it means that it has meant something to them. Maybe it has given them courage to do something in their life. So to express them with no shame, maybe with that person that they have something, unresolved with.
So here you are, you've decided you want to be a musician. You want to be in this music business. What were some of the other steps that you took? I mean, you're learning how to write your songs. You're realizing where you are in that place. But as we know, I mean, to finally make it the stage, how did that all work out and getting a record deal and things like that?
As soon as I decided to become a professional, I met my manager, who's also one of my best friends, and he's German. So we like from day one, we decided that our range would be 360, not just the country where I was living, whereas all Europe, all the world, and that's why I started, going around and traveling and bringing my music everywhere, like from Germany to UK to all over Europe, and then the US, and then Canada, and then even Mexico. So that's my life, man. It's just making records and just going around and tell the story.
Different languages
In my songs?
in your songs?
Not really. I just write songs in English. Although there's just one song, one very important song for me, which is I would say it's a cover song. It's a traditional song actually from Mexico, which is in Spanish, of course. It's called La Llorona, and I always sing that song in all my concerts. And it's like it's weird because it's so different from all my songs, but it's actually the most mine of all the songs on my set list. So I never miss to play that song, but that's it.
Who are some of the other artists that you've either performed with or opened for or shared the stage with that maybe some names that we would know about?
Oh yeah, a lot of my heroes actually. So, and I'm so proud to have shared the stage with Ben Harper, Patti Smith, and Damien Rice. Daniel Johnston, I played in a band with Daniel Johnston once, and yeah, so many. What else? I'm forgetting someone, but so many.
But what is it like for you, man, when you're looking over and going, Ben Harper, geez, I got Ben Harper over here. What's that like for you? Because I got to assume, as much as you love being part of this business, you're still a fan at the same time, too.
Yeah, but, when you get a little bit more of self-confidence, that's your job, So you come to a point where, that guy in front of you, he is a millionaire and he's so much more famous than you, but it's like, it's a colleague. You're doing the same job. It's just that he's more famous than you. But, dignity, work-wise, is the same. So that puts you in the same level, I would say.
I love that, man. So here you are when you're traveling around Europe. When did you decide that, hey, we need to go over to North America. We need to start doing some shows there?
When I decided to follow the traces to the music that I've been most influenced by. And I'm talking about Bob Dylan, I'm talking about all the traditional folk music from America, and I'm talking about Johnny Mitchell, and like all these amazing singer-songwriters that have shaped my taste in the songwriting.
Do you remember the first time you came to Toronto?
Yes.
When was it and what was it like?
It was 2011, and it was for Canadian Music Week, and it was amazing. But at that time, Canadian Music Week was still in March, and it was snowing like, I don't.
The blizzard.
Oh yeah, man. And I come from Sicily. It's a very temperate climate there. And, I tour Germany and Northern Europe every once in a while. And it gets cold there, but never as cold as here.
There's a reason why we switched it. Believe me, man. I've been doing CMW for years, so there's always a blizzard that kicks in on that.
It's so much nicer now here.
Absolutely. And as we're speaking, beautiful weather out there, too. How do you think that you've grown from that first time coming here to CMW in 2011 to being here now? And we're going to talk again a little bit more about the new music.
As a young boy then, and I think that I'm a man now. I'm a grown man, and I know a lot about myself. I know a lot more about myself, about my limits as well. You know, I used to be maybe a little bit more confused then, because I wanted to put a lot of stuff in my music, and you know, I tried to get influenced by so many things. But now I'm 36, and I think that I'm much more aware of what my limits are, what my boundaries are, in what I can express, so that I can just put all my power in that tiny, you know, it's like taking the aim, you know, it's exactly that. So, and you only learn it when you grow up a little bit more.
There we go. Now we got, again, the new album is called
Of Shadows.
And you kind of expressed a little bit on what it was about, but the first single release, what is that?
It's actually this one that has just come out is the fourth single from that album,
Oh, okay.
and it's called "You've Been on My Mind." Yeah.
And give me a little bit of history behind that that song, because of course you talked about it's, you know, this is what you feel. So give me a little bit of what the story is about for this.
Yeah, like it's okay. This song is like the fourth song on the track list, on the album track list, and like I said, it's a concept album. It's more of a movie. It's like 11 different scenes of a movie. So that fourth scene is actually like the turning point scene in the movie. So, you know, in the first three songs, I was just digging inside my own shadows.
Okay, and I'm going to stop you there. The first three songs, they're called
Long Shadows, Come and Leave a Rose, and In the Cold.
Okay.
And then there comes this one song where, you know, imagine like a theater play, and then the actor just turns at the people, at the audience, and speaks straight at them and said, and if you look into your shadows, what will you find?
Wow.
So that's...
Speaking of, I love that concept. But speaking of, we were talking just before we started this. You've got this sort of long-running concept film that you're doing. Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, like I was mentioning before, that song, that Mexican song, La Llorona, it's a perfect union between, you know, very heavy themes, love and death, you know, Mexico, and it's just like Sicily. Sicily is just the same. Sicily is, it's a constant fight between comedy and tragedy, between creation and disaster. So that's why I love that song, and I decided to make a road movie about that song. It's mostly shot in Mexico, of course, but it's my own relationship with that song. And it's taken a long time because I'm doing it not alone. It's, the director is a friend of mine called Luca Lucchesi. He's a Berlin-based film director. And yeah, you know, it's one of those projects that I don't have no rush for that movie to come out. It's just...
It's a labor of love.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it will take another 10 years. I don't know, but it will be a labor of love.
I'm looking forward to when this comes out, but I'm looking more forward to, you got a couple of more shows happening here at CMW, and you're traveling all over the place. How can we keep in touch with you social media-wise? Because you sound like you are everywhere, my friend. Where will we go to follow you?
Facebook, Fabrizio Cammarata, which is my name. Instagram, Fabrizio Cammarata as well. And I'm on Twitter, Fab Cammarata. And of course my official website, which is FabrizioCammarata.com, and I'm the one who takes care of all of these things. And I'm a passionate photographer as well, so I like to take pictures. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will see a lot of my pictures, which are not, you know, necessarily related to my music projects. So you might enjoy that too.
Looking forward to all that, man. And you know what? I love the way you say your name. I could never do it the way you do it, but man, you got this coolness that I love. Looking forward to seeing you perform, man. And thank you so much for making the time to come down to talk to me in such a busy moment. But we're going to be following each other, man, because I want to see what you're doing around the world. Thank you again.
Thank you.